I've been growing my business for the last 7 years and I've grown it to multiple 7 figures. And during this time, I've developed a pretty solid system to consistently grow companies from doing $0 to doing 7 figures inside of their business. And I wish I had a system like this when I was just starting my business. So in this video, I'm gonna be revealing this system so that you can learn to grow your business effectively. So a lot of people, when they're starting to grow their business, whether that's an agency or a B2B business, is they're like ad hocing it. They're running and gunning. And the problem is that's pretty much the foundation of what their business is going to be like if they don't have an actual blueprint to follow. And the first real pillar of the foundation is going to be offer. So when people first start their business or their agency, they become a yes man. They don't want to say no to their clients because what if their clients go to somebody else and they miss out on potential revenue for their business? So what we want to do is we want to formulate our offer. We want to make sure that it's outcome driven, it's profitable, repeatable, scalable, and delegatable. Basically, there's a couple things that we want to figure out. Who is it that we're actually serving? Then we want to figure out, okay, what are their pain points that these customers have and what are the outcomes that these customers have. Maybe I'm working with, let's call it construction companies. What do these customers struggle with? Is it talent acquisition? Is it client acquisition? Is it projects? And then all we need to do is work to get them to their outcomes. And that becomes our offer. A lot of businesses, what they do is they have what I call a vitamin offer, where it's nice to have, but it's not actually getting them to an outcome. So let's just say it is construction people, and then let's just say that they want talent. All we need to do is we need to look at our offer and say, cool, what are these steps that I need to take as a marketer to get my clients from where they are to where they want to go? And this becomes our offer. This becomes the mechanics of our offer. So let's just say you're watching this, you're like, I don't really know. I don't have an offer. I don't really have any customers. Cool. This is where you can figure out who do you know from like a business perspective? What sort of businesses are you familiar with? Or do some research on high ticket businesses that have a pain and then that you can figure out and solve through marketing. And then from like a pricing perspective, all we have to do is we need to figure out, okay, cool, who can I put into place to execute some of these tasks for me? All we need to do is we need to figure out, okay, how much would it cost to delegate this? We need to multiply it by a specific rate, maybe 3, 4, and that becomes the retail cost to the clients. And that's how you can make sure that your offer is profitable, scalable, delegatable, repeatable, and super marketable. The next thing that we need to be focusing on, 110%, is client acquisition. So I'm going to put that as the next pillar, which is just going to be marketing. There's about a million different ways that you can market, and I want to talk about some of the top ways that you can drum up business. And if you really want to scale to that 7-figure mark, you need to have a predictable way to get new clients. So the first thing that I would do is I would do what we call a momentum campaign. It's shamelessly getting this in front of as many people as possible. So who do you know? Who's in your contacts? Who do you know that's a business owner that potentially has the pain? And simply pound the pavement, send DMs, jump on as many calls as possible, post on social media, do everything in your power to get leads. And if you're just starting out, this is where I would be focusing a majority of my activities on, because you probably have a lot of time and you're probably not fulfilling a lot. Now there's a multitude of ways that you can actually predictably create business. And one of the ways that I really like marketing is outbound. In this case, what I'm going to talk about is cold email specifically. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly demo exactly what we want to do as it pertains to outbound. And really what I'm going to go through is list building, then it's campaign creation, then it's launch, and then it's set. And I like to use a tool called Instantly. I'm able to go to their lead finder, and they have hundreds of millions of contacts and emails that we can send personalized emails to. Let's just say I'm going with like the construction niche. So if I go CEO, founder, whatever it could be, and then I go industry, let's find construction. So literally in less than 20 seconds, I have access to over 27,000 emails of CEOs and founders of construction companies. So now what I can do is I can select this and I can save this list. Now what I need to do is I need to create a campaign. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to go to email accounts. Let's just say my business is called Agency U, and what it will do is it'll pull up some alternative emails that I can begin to use. So if I wanted to click that, $15, checkout, automatically creates 3 emails, $15 a year for the domain, and then $15 a month for the emails. I will then be able to warm up the emails. What that does is it basically starts sending emails back and forth to start to build trust with the provider so that I can then use the email and not just end up in spam. So now what I can do is I can go to my campaigns, I can add a new campaign, and I can say construction campaign 1. Now I can click on continue. I can add leads. I can use my lead finder. I can find the list that I did. I can add it to construction campaign, and I can uncheck this, add a campaign. And then what I can do is I can simply write email copy. I'm going to click on the AI generator. My name is Agency U. We help construction companies recruit new team members and or less using our talent acquisition social funnel. construction companies. John added 2 new labors in 7 days. Bob added 10 new employees in 30 days. And then what it will automatically do is write copy for me. Click use sequence. Then what we can do is we can simply launch the campaign. All of the emails will end up in the Yuta box where we can quickly manage them and respond to them and set appointments from them. A couple other ways from a marketing perspective, obviously there's paid ads. So as you start to get the grip on the outbound and start to generate some opportunities from that, paid ads could be something that would be worth exploring. Then lastly is content creation. So building your brand. We are in the day and age where people work with who they know, who they like, and who they trust. What people are going to do is they're going to check you out on social media. And if your social media is not legitimate, if you guys don't look legitimate, then it's going to be really challenging to scale trust with the consumer for them to believe that you are in fact legit. Now, what we need to optimize for is in fact the sales. First thing is the pre-call. The purpose of the pre-call is to reiterate the decision to actually have a conversation with you. So basically what we'll have is we'll have appointment reminders. And then inside of the appointment reminders, we will have our VSL. And the VSL essentially is to pre-sell them to make sure that the customer understands what you're about to talk about. Then in addition, we're going to have case studies inside of the emails. And then we always want this going out via SMS and email. So we want 2 different channels that we are hitting them up from. You could use this using a tool like Go High Level or Calendly. Then when it comes to call, what we don't want to do is we don't want to jump on a call, be super nervous and have no idea what we're about to talk about inside of this conversation. What we want to do is we want to use a really solid framework. And a simple framework that you can do is a quick intro, small talk, and set the agenda. And what we want to do is we want to be the driver of that conversation. We want to have like a discovery session, which is going to be broken into current situation, the goal, and then roadblocks. The roadblocks should be in line with the pain points that you've laid out inside of your offer. The key here is we don't want to be like, oh, okay, cool. Like it's really expensive. Totally understand. Awesome. When they say the roadblocks, what we want to do is we're going to dive deeper into those roadblocks, into those pains. These are called pain questions. And then we revert back to another roadblock. And then we go through the same situation, the same series of questions. Then what we'll do is we'll transition into the presentation, then the objections, of course. So that's pretty much the sales process. The next thing that we need to focus on is systems. One of the most powerful things that a mentor said to me was systems run the business and people run the systems. So when it comes to systems, there's really a few systems that I would really hone in on. First is going to be our onboarding system. So what we want to do is we want to completely automate it. And how we automate it is we use a tool called Zapier, and we use a project management tool. Project management tool that we use is Notion, and then esignatures.io to automate the contract being sent to them. The next system would be a sales system. What this means is this is like a CRM. This is like leads. This is, sales call frameworks, SOPs, payment links. Basically what we want is a dashboard and a system like a central hub for all things sales so that we have a system for sales. Next is the fulfillment system. So again, if we look back at the offer that we built, we created our steps to outcome. All we need to do is come up with a system to effectively fulfill these steps. Basically what you want to do is you want to have a task management PM system in place to hold team accountable and manage tasks. And then the last real system that I want to hit on is a hiring system. We have what's called a talent acquisition system. So basically what we do is we create a really solid job description. I actually call these job description 2.0s. First of all we need to do is look at our offer and figure out, okay, who can I have help fulfill some of the tasks that are taking up a lot of time that maybe aren't the best use as me as the owner, like editing a video or sending stuff to clients, whatever it could be. So once we create the job description 2.0, then we create an intake form that will ask some pre-screening questions, why they're hyped about this role, the experience that they have, and basically all we're doing is driving traffic to that form. Then we do a job post, then I do a Loom video request. So I go through the intake form and I say, this person looks legit, this person looks legit. Hey, send me a Loom video using the script and I'll review it, kind of see who fits the vibe of the role perhaps. And then I'll have the first interview. Then after the interview, if they pass that, then I'll send them test work. If they crush the test work, then that's when they're hired as a 30-day trial. All right, guys, this is the system that I've used to grow my business and multiple businesses and help hundreds of other businesses do the same. If you're interested in the software that I use for cold email, click the link in the description to learn more about it. And if you are a B2B business, booking sales calls daily is crucial to generate revenue for your company. That's why I created a marketing AI system that helps me book calls every single day. All you need to do is go ahead and click right here to learn exactly how I did it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We will see you on the next one.